Hey designers, Jessica here, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make your very own color blends for use with the Modern Impressionist Brush Studio. So as you know, in the collection there's already 225 palettes that I've put together over the last months to give you a really great range of colors and really, tons of versatility and all that. But say you want to make your own color blends. Well, it's really easy. And as you can see when you load them up, all the color blends are saved as a pattern. And that makes, you do that because that way whenever you use the brush as a pattern brush, it spews out all of the colors that are in that brush. That are in that pattern. So basically it's like loading up with these color bullets or whatever. So what I'm going to do is just show you how I make a color blend. So I started off, and you can make your pattern size any size you want, but I use 500 by 500. It's a good size, and it doesn't need to be that big because basically all you're doing is loading up the color and it's going to be shooting out color. So I'll have a download link for you, or it'll be included in your download. But basically I've made 3 different brushes that I use to make my color blends. And there's a first brush that's called Palette Maker Basic. And then there's another brush, Palette Maker Subtle Variation. And then there's Palette Maker More Variation. And so basically I just want to start putting the colors down on here that I want to use in my color blend. So I'm going to get the basic one here, and I'll pick a blue color, and then I'm just going to kind of fill this in. I like to just fill in the background. Okay, that's good. And now we're just going to add some more colors that I want. And as you see, when I use this brush, it's just a single color. But then if I move to the next brush, which is a subtle variation, if you pick a color like this, just add this here. If you pick a color, when you start laying down the color, it's going to add variations of that color. So that way there's more depth and excitement. So I'm just going to undo that, and what I'm going to do is just start kind of brushing on some colors here, and I still want that blue to show. And as you see, I'm adding a purple, but it adds variations of that. So it really gives you that lovely color depth that that you kind of want, and makes your brush look really amazing. And when it'll lay out all this different depth of color and everything. So it just makes it, it's like you could paint something blue, and then you can add different layers, and the whole point of this brush is to do all these colors in a single brush stroke. So it just saves you tons of time, and it makes your artwork look really elevated. And so I'm going to leave that there. That looks cool. And then I'll add one more layer, and I'll try the next brush, and the next brush is the one that has more variation. So it's just taking it up a level. So I'm going to hide that layer for just a second to show you what this brush does. I'll leave the color the same, and then if I brush a little bit, you see how it adds like tons of different colors. But it's all still in the same color kind of tone, so it's not really too crazy. But if you brush that on, you'll see it adds, quite a bit of variation, and so that's just great. So I'm going to put this one back on, and then I'll just maybe add a few more brushes here, and then look at all these colors that are in this pattern. It's going to be really lovely, and these are all the colors that are going to be shooting out of my brush. So I think that looks cool, and so what I will do is I'll hit Command M. I'm on a Mac, and then you can just name this pattern or leave it the number or whatever, but I'll just put blue purple blend, whatever you need to do. And then if you go over to a document, and I'm going to show you the color blend we made in action. So let's grab that and then just start brushing with this brush here. And do you see all of the colors that are just coming out of there? So it looks really amazing, and that's how easy it is to make your own color blends, so that you can do lots of different things. And don't forget to check out the pre-made add-on collections that I have of the color blends that I've made. I've made a really cool one that's Palm Beach Garden Party, so it's like all of these bright resort kind of colors, and it looks amazing with the watercolor brushes that I made for that. Oh my god, it just looks really cool. So there's that. There is the Masters, which I have to make a video on how I made that, but I basically took Impressionist master paintings and I pulled colors from them. So you're like literally painting in the colors of the old masters. And then the last one, oh, the English, romantic English garden. So it's all these florals and greenery and color, like green and colors together. So it looks like, you know, hedges and gardens and floral kind of things. And it's really lovely. So, anyway, hopefully you'll enjoy those. And just send me a message if you have any questions, and I hope you enjoy this brush pack. This has become an absolute staple of my illustration process, and I hope you get tons of good use out of it.